It was just a single shot. A quiet street in Sarajevo on June 28, 1914. That bullet changed everything. Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, and his wife Sophie were assassinated by a young nationalist, Gavrilo Princip. What seemed like a local tragedy soon ignited a global catastrophe. Within weeks, empires would clash, millions would perish, and the world would never be the same. But how did one assassination lead to such devastation? To understand, we must first look at the world that was ready to explode. At the dawn of the 20th century, Europe was powerful, yet fragile. Beneath the surface of grand empires and booming industry, tensions simmered. Great Britain ruled the seas, Germany was a rising force, France carried old grudges, and the Austro-Hungarian and Ottoman empires teetered on the brink. Nationalism inflamed ethnic tensions, especially in the Balkans. Two great alliance systems divided the continent: the Triple Entente of Britain, France, and Russia, and the Triple Alliance of Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy. This delicate balance was anything but stable. Every nation armed itself to the teeth, preparing not for peace, but for war. On that fateful June morning in Sarajevo, 7 assassins waited. Archduke Franz Ferdinand's motorcade passed, dodging an early bomb. But later, by a twist of fate, the car stopped right beside Gavrilo Princip. At just 19, Princip fired 2 fatal shots. Franz Ferdinand and Sophie died within minutes. This act of violence sent shockwaves through Europe. Austria-Hungary blamed Serbia. Russia vowed to protect its Slavic ally. Germany stood behind Austria-Hungary. And so the stage was set for war. Diplomatic ultimatums failed. Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia. Russia began mobilizing. Germany demanded Russia stop, and when it refused, Germany declared war. Germany activated the Schlieffen Plan, a rapid strike through neutral Belgium to crush France. Belgium's neutrality was guaranteed by Britain. When Germany crossed the border, Britain declared war. Within days, the great powers of Europe were locked in battle. Millions believed it would be over by Christmas. They were wrong. The Western Front became a frozen hell. Soldiers lived in mud-filled trenches, surrounded by death and despair. Poison gas, machine guns, and artillery made every step deadly. The Battle of the Somme alone claimed over 1 million casualties. Men charged across no man's land, barbed wire and bullets tearing them down. New weapons like tanks and planes emerged, but the war barely moved. Meanwhile, letters home told stories of fear, hope, and heartbreak. This was no longer a war of glory. It was a war of survival. The conflict spread beyond Europe. Colonial troops fought in foreign lands. Indians in France, Africans in East Africa, Australians and Canadians at Gallipoli. In the Middle East, Lawrence of Arabia led Arab revolts against the Ottomans. Meanwhile, America watched. Neutral but wary. The sinking of the Lusitania and the Zimmermann telegram pushed the U.S. to join in 1917. Fresh American troops and resources shifted the tide. World War I was no longer a European war. It was a global catastrophe. After 4 years, exhaustion and loss forced change. In 1918, the German offensive faltered. The Allies pushed back. On November 11th, the guns fell silent. More than 9 million soldiers were dead. Empires, Austro-Hungarian, Ottoman, Russian, German, dissolved. New nations emerged. The Treaty of Versailles promised peace, but sowed resentment. Borders drawn without regard for history ignited future conflicts. The war reshaped the world, sparking revolutions, dictatorships, and the next great war. It shattered old ideas of honor and introduced the brutal reality of modern warfare. The echoes of World War I still shape our world today. Its lessons remain clear. Peace is fragile, and history's shadows are long.